Good evening, everyone. This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great week. We finally made it to Friday, and it's been a pretty chill week weather-wise. Not a whole lot going on except for Monday, where we had the snow in the southeast. And speaking of snow, that is actually what we're going to talk about a little bit in this video. There is actually a chance of snow here in the southeast again, and actually it falls on a Monday. So 7 days after this past Monday, coming up on this Monday, we're going to be talking about a snow chance in the southeast. So we're going to break that down here for you guys. So what we're going to talk about here is there's a system coming together, and it's definitely trended a lot more northwest. Before we get deep into this video, if you guys haven't subscribed, check it out. I'm 13 away from 1,000. You guys have been great. Been a lot of growth over the last 7 to 10 days just talking about winter weather. It's something I love talking about when it comes to weather, is winter weather. I don't know why, because I live in the southeast and I never get it, but it's just very exciting to me, and I've loved it since I was a kid. So hit that subscribe button, follow along. I do storm chase too. I have a family, so it is hard to just pack up and leave and go storm chase, but as you can tell, I have videos of storm chasing. One right here back in May that was an awesome chase, but there will be more content like that coming, but for now I'm just talking weather. So hit that subscribe button. Very active on Twitter and Facebook. But let's get deep into this. Before we get going, we actually have this system moving through right now in the Carolinas. I live in Columbia, and it is pouring at my house. You might can hear it a little bit in the audio in the video, but it is coming down. It's just gusty showers that's moving through. I don't even like saying that. It's kind of corny, gusty showers, but no lightning and thunder, just some heavy rain with some gusty winds. It might get kind of nasty over here in the eastern Carolinas later. I actually got a couple buddies that are going to be chasing overnight in that area, so we're going to watch that. But let's start talking about this storm system that could bring snow for parts even North Carolina. And here it comes right here, and I'm going to try to get this thing going. This is the system right here that has definitely trended more wet, and this is the latest GFS. Check it out. That is snow breaking out in North Carolina. Now, this is wet snow, and temperatures are extremely marginal. When I say marginal, I'm going to say that a lot. That means that it is just cold enough or just warm enough. Say just cold enough for snow or just warm enough for it not to be snow. It's rain. But right here, there's enough cold air for this to be snow. So Monday afternoon, you got a little bit of snow breaking out in the Triad, definitely the mountains of North Carolina, the places in the Piedmont. And you go to the next range, and this is some heavy snow. Whatever's falling right here, Monday afternoon, Monday evening, there's enough. Basically, what you got going on here is there's enough heavy precipitation. There's enough, basically the moisture is deep enough to cause heavier enough precipitation to cause dynamic cooling. So even though the temperatures, let's click the soundings right here, even though the temperatures aren't that great, you basically have 34 degrees where this dang clicker is. That's maybe close to Raleigh. It's 34 degrees. But there's no really warm nose. There's not really, the dew points basically in the temperatures in the upper atmosphere right here, they go drop. So there's no stout warm nose right here that sticks out that's going to melt any snow and have. Obviously at 34 degrees at the surface right here, it has no chance to refreeze if you got a warm nose here. So there's no warm nose, so basically you have chance for dynamic cooling. When you get heavy enough precipitation, you definitely get a chance to get heavy, wet, cement-like snow. Like, when I say wet snow, like them flakes that are just gigantic. And this is kind of a scenario like this. You're not going to see much of an icing scenario, because when you get ice, like freezing rain, you need temperatures of 32 degrees or below, really 31 degrees or below. So this is going to be a rain or either snow. And this is going to be close, and this is going to be a crazy weekend of watching this storm system. We still have 48 hours of more trends to watch and see how this develops. But I'm telling you, this is something that we really need to watch. We're going to get a little closer here. And as we're kind of looking here, God, is it gonna load for me or not here? I guess not. So basically, what you got here is the potential snowfall accumulations for that run I just showed you. So as we're getting closer to that run, check it out. Now, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but that's maybe up to an inch of snow, and this is a 10-to-1 ratio here. So I doubt this is going to be a 10-to-1 ratio, but a solid snow event in the mountains. But check it out. This is an area I want to watch outside of the mountains. Will it be cold enough to see some snow? Because I think the moisture isn't really the problem anymore. What's the problem now is just the cold air. It's just so marginal. And let's see if we can get going here. And this is going to be temperatures. And bear with me, guys. This might be a little slow. As I mentioned before, my internet is not the fastest, but we're going to get this going here if y'all be patient with me. As we get out here, it's going to be a pretty nippy weekend, actually, because basically this storm system moving through the southeast right now is going to bring in more cold air. It's going to basically reinforce some cold air, but here we go. This thing's moving a little quicker for us now. So as we're getting into range of our storm system, and check it out, this is Monday. So for example, this is 75 hours out. So this is, I don't know, Monday early afternoon. You got temperatures in the low 30s, mid 30s in this area, and at the same time, and this is the GFS. If you go to the GFS where that moisture is, and let's see if we can get a closer up right now. We'll just keep it at this. This is 78 hours out. So let's go back to this and let's go to 78. So check out the temperatures here. You notice there's nothing below freezing. Even the mountains are barely below freezing. So you have this moisture here, and you flick back here, and this is the same time frame. And you go back here, and I guess it's going to keep flipping here on me. But you notice you got moisture falling in that same time frame, but it's not below freezing. Keep in mind, guys, it doesn't have to be below freezing, 32 degrees or below for it to snow. Now, certain winter precipitation, it does, like freezing rain. That's why it's called freezing rain. It's rain that falls and the surface temperatures are 32 degrees or below. But in this situation, we could get some really heavy wet snow in the mid-30s, and that would be the case right here. You got some heavy wet snow falling. Oh geez, this thing is going to keep flipping back and forth. This is really heavy wet snow basically falling in the low to mid, maybe upper 30s, and as temperatures will crash as this system gets going, it's going to be interesting. Can some areas get a heavy burst of snow that can maybe give you guys a dusting in areas in North Carolina? It's going to be interesting to watch how this storm system unfolds. But here's a closer up view of the snowfall accumulation. And guys, I know that don't look like a lot, but I think that is a realistic amount. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and go to the bullish idea of it might be 1 to 2 inches of snow. But I'm telling you right now, we need to watch this area right here in North Carolina. This is an area outside the mountains that might get a little surprise. We're definitely going to continue to watch. But check it out. This is the European run from the 18Z. Now, the problem is here, you don't get enough heavier moisture far enough into the cold air. And in the energy here, you got two areas of energy here coming here. And I'll try to make this easy to understand. Let's see. Basically, you have this area and this area of energy, and one of them wants to dominate the other. So unless they phase together and cause a big storm, if you will, then they're interacting, which is basically going to affect moisture, going to affect cold air, going to affect something. So you need them to kind of phase together and get going, and that just still does not look like that's the case. There's just interaction that's just causing more issues than helping. So this is actually the 18Z NAM model here, and it's not that impressive. The 60-hour NAM 3 km, which is the one we all like to look at, it's not really in range of the storm yet. But you look at the 12 km here, and yeah, it doesn't look impressive, but this is around where the storm is. But if you look right here, it looks like from here to about over here, there's enough cold air, and I think there's enough cold air up here, over here in Tennessee, but I don't think you're going to get enough moisture out in that area for it to matter. But the NAM does not look like it's got a lot of moisture with it, but I do think there's going to be moisture more west, even from what this NAM one is showing. But look at the temperatures where the storm system is. This is right when the moisture's falling. Upper 30s, mid 30s. We're going to be dealing with some extremely marginal cold air. I don't think that's going to change much, to be honest. I think if anything changes, there might be more moisture. But I think more oftentimes than not, you have a higher chance of tweaking a storm system's moisture shield than you do trying to ask for more cold air. Let's see if the OOZ NAM has came into range. And nah, I don't think it has, unfortunately. I think it's still just kind of lagging behind. I don't think it's far enough out to really do any help us here. Let's see. Let's look at the 3 km here. Let's see if it's in range. Nah, it's only 16 hours outside. So, guys, sorry. The updated one is actually about to come out. So something might look a little different. But as of now, this is the most impressive run of this system is the GFS 18Z run. We like to call this happy hour because it always shows some fantasy snowstorm. But this doesn't have anything to do with that. And you look at the 850s here. The cold air in the 850s is basically the cold air up in the atmosphere, so this is the same time frame as where the bulk of the moisture is. Check it out here. It's well below freezing, well up in the atmosphere. So that's why you're not dealing really with, problems with a large amount of warm air in the upper atmosphere, a warm nose, if you will. Temps are going to be crashing behind this system, but you just don't have cold enough surface temperatures, and you're just dealing with marginal cold air, and it's early December. It happens a lot. You just don't have enough cold air here, and that's just the problem, unfortunately. And that's not going to cut it. That's going to cut it for some people. What we're going to need here is we're going to need a heavier band of precipitation to really set up. So if you flip it back here and look at the moisture here, you're going to need this band right here, and I think it is. You're going to need some heavy rates right here. You're going to need something to crash the column. You're going to need something that pushes the temperatures down, pushes your wet bulb down, which is basically where your dew point and your temperature meet in the middle. Once you meet your wet bulb, you can't really go any further. Temperatures can't drop any further. You just need some crazy snowfall rates here to change heavy rain to maybe heavy snow. So I think that's going to be a possibility here. I think mountains are going to get some snow from this regardless. I think they're going to get snow tonight into morning. A little bit of upslope flow just from this system bringing a little bit of cold air. It's going to pull as much moisture as it can that's left out the system moving through now. But that's all I got, guys. I'm going to keep you updated with this storm all week because this is an interesting one. Because this is in the southeast. It's in the Carolinas. Unfortunately for you, my guys in South Carolina, I'm not going to say we're out the ball game, but if anybody has a chance of this, it's going to be the eastern upstate. So I'm talking about Lancaster, Chesterfield, where the heaviest basically precipitation is and where enough cold air is. I don't think there's going to be heavy enough precipitation maybe in the far western upstate, but who knows, man. But I think this is a really good look this far out, and we're about to get into short-range modeling, so we're going to see how much can change, guys. But that's all I got. I'll have y'all update tomorrow. Y'all stay safe out there. The weather's getting kind of nasty, so y'all stay safe and stay blessed. Good night, everyone.